Please, make it stop. I can feel him. I can still feel him. This is the last recording made inside the empathy switch facility. What happened there remains one of the most disturbing psychological experiments ever attempted, and the reason the project was buried under non-disclosure agreements and sealed floors. The facility was built 3 miles beneath a dead industrial park in 2017. Officially, the building above was abandoned. Unofficially, the basement was alive, with Activity 14 scientists, 6 engineers, and 2 subjects who had no real idea what they were volunteering for. Dr. Mara Ellison was the mind behind the empathy switch, a device designed to synchronize the emotional states of 2 people, allowing them to experience each other's feelings not as observation, but as absolute immersion. She believed the machine would revolutionize therapy. She believed it would allow people to finally understand each other. She believed a lot of things. What she didn't believe not yet was that emotions can have a life of their own. Eli Corwin, a sensitive artist with a history of depression, sat in the left chair. Jonas, a quiet, emotionally flat man, sat in the right. A glass wall separated them from the observation room, where a dozen monitors glowed with heartbeat charts and brainwaves. Dr. Kendra Solis, the team's behavioral psychologist, hesitated as she strapped Eli's wrists. "Are you sure we're ready?" Ellison didn't look up. "We passed ready. Begin calibration." When the machine powered on, the lights dimmed, the cables vibrated, humming like a giant insect. First, the men felt mild warmth, then a pulling sensation behind their eyes. Then, a synchronization spike. Eli gasped. Jonas exhaled sharply. On the monitors, their emotional waves aligned completely. For a moment, it was beautiful. Eli felt calm for the first time in months. Jonas felt something like sunlight in his chest, a warmth he had never known. But then, Eli's anxiety surged. A memory, a childhood fear, a dark room, a figure in the corner that never existed. Jonas jerked violently, choking on emotions he didn't understand. The experiment should have stopped there, but Ellison, mesmerized, whispered, "Just a little longer." That was the first mistake. For the next 48 hours, Eli reported that someone was with him, even when Jonas was asleep. Not a voice, not a presence. Something deeper. A pull. A watcher. A feeling that wasn't his. Jonas, meanwhile, began experiencing violent panic attacks for the first time in his life. He couldn't explain why. He only said, "Something followed me back from him." Nobody believed him, except Dr. Solis. She reviewed the footage frame by frame. During a 7-second machine blackout, Eli was not sitting alone. There was a shape behind him. Tall, humanoid, distorted. And when the lights returned, it wasn't there. She told Ellison immediately. Ellison deleted the footage and ordered her never to bring it up again. The second session happened despite objections. This time, Jonas resisted the chair restraints. He didn't want to connect again. Not after the nightmares. But Ellison insisted. "We need to understand what happened. That's all. We just need data." At 2:14 p.m., the machine powered on. 8 seconds later, Eli screamed. "Not in fear and recognition. It's him again," he cried. "He's in here, he's inside." The monitors flashed red. Anomalous emotional signatures. Unknown patterns. A third waveform that did not belong to either subject. Dr. Locke, the systems engineer, yelled from his workstation. "There shouldn't be a third signal. There's nothing on the system that could even..." And then the machine connected them. Video footage shows Jonas thrashing violently, trying to tear off the head. Eli sobbed, begging them to stop. The room's temperature dropped to nearly 7 degrees in a minute. A wave of pressure hit the chamber, a sound too low for human ears, and everyone felt it. The lights burst. When backup lighting activated, Eli was unconscious. Jonas was whispering, but it wasn't his voice. Jonas refused to speak for hours afterward. When he finally did, he said only 2 words. It crossed. Dr. Solis asked him what crossed. He stared at her with pupils blown wide. Eli's fear, his shadow, something that was born in him and has been starving ever since. It's loose now. They dismissed it as psychological bleed-over. Until Eli woke up, and he wasn't Eli. He walked differently, spoke differently. His voice sounded layered, two tones overlapping. And when Dr. Solis asked who he was, he smiled, but only half of his face moved. Over the next 3 days, all staff felt changes, mood swings, aggression, paranoia, guilt over memories that weren't theirs. People dreamed of a tall figure standing in their room even if they lived alone. The machine logs showed that the third emotional signature was still active in the system. Even though the machine was shut down, Dr. Locke barricaded himself in his office, insisting that the entity was using emotional resonance to move through the facility. He claimed emotions were not just feelings but energy, and the machine had given that energy form. A place to go. A white grew. Ellison still refused to believe any of it. That was her second mistake. On the 8th day, Eli refused to eat. He stood facing the wall for hours. When anyone approached, he whispered, "I'm not done feeding." That was when Ellison finally agreed to destroy the machine. But Eli heard them. He laughed. When the scientists entered the chamber to dismantle the device, the machine turned on by itself. Everyone froze. The cables slithered across the floor like veins, pulling Jonas and Eli into the chairs. The door slammed shut. Every monitor spiked red. Inside, Eli's chest rose and fell rapidly, his eyes rolling white. Jonas screamed for help. What happened in that final session cannot be fully verified. Only audio survived. Eli laughing in 2 voices. Jonas choking on sobs, a deep, inhuman tone vibrating the walls. Dr. Solis begging Ellison to shut it down. Something hitting the glass from the inside heart. A whisper. Or the power grid went dark. When lights restored, both subjects were gone. The chairs sat empty, straps sliced clean through, as if whatever was inside them learned how to move without a body. The project was buried. The floor sealed. Everyone involved signed documents threatening life sentences if they talked. But Dr. Solis couldn't let it go. 3 months later, she recorded herself whispering into her phone. "It's still with me. I cry and I can feel someone else enjoying it. I know it's Eli's fear, but it's changed, evolved. It wants more." This was her last recording. She vanished 2 days later. The empathy switch was meant to share emotions. Instead, it created something that feeds on them. Something that travels through human grief, fear, guilt, and grows stronger each time. If you're feeling something right now, I'm already here. If a machine could make someone else feel your emotions, would you try it? Or do you think something darker is hiding inside us all? Tell me, and the reply's best. Comments get featured. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more horror stories from Horror Signal TV.